Pound for Pound Box channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment below, share, do all of that. It's your host, F. Merritt. I'm just sitting here thinking about this, right? Errol Spence, I know he wants the Manny Pacquiao fight. I know he wants a Canelo fight at 160. The question for everybody, what should the split be in both of those fights? Should it be 60-40 Canelo, 50-50, 70-30 Canelo? Should it be 60-40 Manny, 60-40 Errol Spence? You know, how should this thing go? Honestly, I'm going to give my opinion and what I think. And let me know if you guys agree. Comment below, do all of it. But nonetheless, I'm going to get into it. If Errol Spence fights Canelo Alvarez at 160, I would hope he would put a rehydration clause on Canelo, if that's even possible. Because we already know Canelo's going to come down to 160 and he's going to balloon up and be like 180 fight night, 185, whatever. I'm just saying. He's going to balloon up so crazy. That's number one. Number two, I personally believe if that fight happens, it would be like a 60-40 kind of fight. Would Errol take that 60? I think he would. I think he would understand the situation, understand that he's a big name, but he's nowhere near a big name as Canelo. And he obviously wants to piggyback off of Canelo's fan base. Once again, kind of like how he did with Mikey Garcia and taking his fan base. You know, kind of like all eyes on me kind of thing. Once again, if he fights Manny Pacquiao, honestly, that fight, even though he has 2 belts, Manny having 1, Manny is a living legend. Manny can fight anywhere in the world and do phenomenal numbers. Manny doesn't need Errol Spence. That's why we haven't even heard anything back. We don't know what Manny's going to do because Manny does whatever he wants to do. Especially, I think he says he has like, 1 or 2 fights left? Yeah, so no one's going to rush Manny Pacquiao. He's going to make his own decisions based on whatever he wants to do. And guess what? Yes, he's earned the right to do that. Does it hold up the division and hold up the quest for undisputed at 147? Yes, it does. But I don't think Manny cares because Manny can do whatever he wants to do. Nonetheless, I honestly think that fight with Errol Spence, I think it would be a 60-40 fight by way of Manny getting 60 and Errol getting 40. I think Errol would want it to be 50-50 because he's going to look and be like, hey, I'm a big star too. You know, these are my numbers on pay-per-view and I have 2 belts, you know, kind of thing. But Manny's not going to want to do it. But I honestly think Errol would probably take the 60-40. Because I think he would want 50-50, but I think he would probably take the 60-40 because he's gonna know in his mind, okay, he's an old man, I can beat him. Once again, kind of like Canelo. You know what? I take that back. I don't think he can beat Canelo. I don't think he knows that he can beat Canelo. He might think he could. Realistically, me personally, I think he's gonna lose to Canelo. Canelo's too big, and whoever is trying to co-sign for this fight to happen between Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez is ridiculous. It kind of makes you a hypocrite because it's the same people that said same people that said Kell Brook was dumb. Well, not dumb, but he was a bad decision for him to go up to fight Triple G and get half his face broke and practically ruin his career, right? So how can we say that was a bad decision for him, but on the flip side, we say it's a good decision for Errol Spence to go fight Canelo? Okay? I'm confused. Somebody let me know if I'm wrong. And see, I know a lot of people probably going to say, oh, well, Errol Spence said he walks around at like 180, 190 anyway. So, you know, nah, it's not the same, bro. It's not the same. Because Kell Brook said the same thing about Triple G before that fight. And you can obviously see that his weight classes for a reason. Ask Mikey Garcia how that was. 12 rounds to nothing shutout to Errol Spence. Complete domination. Didn't win a round. Look at Rigondeaux and Lomachenko. It's weight classes for a reason, people. Thank God they didn't get hurt. Unfortunately, Kell Brook got hurt with Triple G. I don't want the same thing to happen to Errol Spence. I know you're a warrior, blah, 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 this, that, and the third, but somebody's got to speak some sense into him. If you do go up, you go up to 54. That's where you should be. That's number one. Number two, you shouldn't really be thinking about Canelo Alvarez. You should be thinking about Terrence Bud Crawford, or you should be thinking about Manny Pacquiao. because they're in your weight class right now, and the quest is 147 undisputed. Undisputed at the welterweight division. That's what the quest is. That's what the goal is, and the job is not finished. Now, obviously, if Errol Spence went up to 160 to fight Canelo Alvarez, that would be maybe a cash out. Maybe he's using that as a negotiation tactic for Terrence Crawford. Maybe he's just telling Terrence Crawford, hey, listen, I don't have to fight you. I'm offering you the 60-40 split. You either going to take that 60-40 or 70-30 or whatever we offer you, kind of like that's exactly what he said on the Canelo fight on the undercard. I mean, not the undercard, but when DAZN put a microphone in his face and interviewed him, he said, you can take the 60-40 split, 70-30 or whatever we offer you, or I can just go up and fight Canelo. And I'm going to get my money regardless. That's basically what he's telling Terrence Crawford. So if I'm Terrence Crawford, you might want to jump on that 60-40 split. And biggest fight of your career, you're fighting for 3 belts, unification. Come on, man. But honestly, if Errol Spence fights Manny Pacquiao, you're gonna be you're the B side, buddy. I hope nobody's boosting his head up that bad to really believe that he's the A side against Manny Pacquiao. Like, we got to be honest. As boxing fans, I understand we love our fighters. We have an emotional attachment to our fighters, this, that, and the third. But you got to take that out of the equation and really start speaking some facts. Errol Spence does not do Manny Pacquiao numbers. Errol Spence is not a legend like Manny Pacquiao. He's on his way to be. He's a great fighter. He's not a legend. He's not Manny Pacquiao. Everybody is the A side to Manny Pacquiao at the welterweight division. Everybody is the A side. Everybody is the B side to Manny Pacquiao at the welterweight division. Everybody's the B side to whoever Canelo fights. That's all it is. You are the B side right now. You guys don't have the resume. You haven't put the work in like these guys. You don't have the names on your resume. You don't have the big fights. Will you probably get there one day? Absolutely. You probably will. If you keep up hard work, dedication, this, that, and the third, yeah, you can do it. Can Errol Spence win against Manny Pacquiao? Yeah, I think he can. We don't know what kind of Manny Pacquiao is going to show up. He's been off since what? He hasn't fought in a minute. He hasn't fought since Keith Thurman. I'm not even sure when that fight was, but the pandemic, he's been sitting out a lot, man. So that's why I think even if Manny Pacquiao was to take a fight with Errol Spence, he's definitely going to need a Mikey Garcia or a little tune-up or something before that fight happens. So that's how I know that fight is definitely not going to be next. And Manny Pacquiao, I do believe he just turned 42 years old or 41 years old the other day. Man, no, we don't know what kind of shape Manny Pacquiao's in. He could possibly get old overnight. He wasn't as explosive as he usually is. In his last fight with Keith Thurman, the fight before that with Adrian Broner, he was wearing orthopedic socks. The man was wearing orthopedic socks. But nonetheless, let me know what percentage you think Errol Spence would get if he fought Canelo Alvarez. Let me know what percentage you guys think. Let me know what percentage you guys think Errol Spence would get if he fought Canelo Alvarez. And let me know what percentage he deserves against Manny Pacquiao. Hit the like button, comment below, share, do all of that. It's your host, F. Merritt, Pound for Pound Boxing Channel. I'm out.